Hey everybody, this is Terry. I want to give everybody an update on what I've been up to for the last several weeks. And before I do that, I have a mail call that I've been needing to do for let's just say a long time. And that's for Udizzy 1969. Several months ago I won his raffle, and it was for, I think, the Christmas toy stuff. And I won his raffle, and I got a couple shirts. I think the shirts were from Tom Noble, and I got some decals and a nice note. Here's the decals that I got. I think all these guys were involved with the raffle, and I think there's one missing out of here, and I think that was by Little Doggy. But anyway, this is long past overdue, and I wanted to thank each and everybody that was involved with this raffle. That I really appreciate it. And as we're talking about YouTubers, can somebody tell me, see if this will focus on this, can somebody tell me what happened to this guy from Canada? I haven't seen a video or heard anything from this guy for a long time. Can somebody shed some light on what's going on with him? I'd really like to know. I used to really enjoy watching his videos, and he's gone away. So anyway, this is where I'm at on my Model A pickup. I got all the fuel tank and delivery and return lines and everything, all that run. All the exhaust is run. Battery boxes are back in. Transmission cooler lines are installed for the final time, hopefully. Everything is hopefully. Routed all the air conditioning lines, got the motor back in. The only thing I have to do up here with some of the AC stuff is I got to take the condenser back off and paint the brackets that I made to hold it on. And that's the same for this guy right here. That's got to come off. And probably this one back here behind the compressor to hold all these lines. That's probably ought to come off. I already painted the ones that hold some of the ignition and emissions control stuff on. I've already taken care of those and taken them off and painted them. Put new seals in for the dipstick tube and the downshift cable. Made sure all that was going to not leak after everything was all said and done. The brakes. Bleeding the brakes was a nightmare. A complete nightmare. You know, the whole time that I've done this, now let me be honest, I don't flare a brake line every day. In fact, the whole time up until this point, I'd probably only had to flare maybe 3 brake lines in my whole life. So with that said, the whole time after all these brake lines were plumbed, I've always worried about bleeding the brakes, because I was thinking I'm going to have leaks. This thing's going to look like a fountain out of Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas or something. It's just going to be horrible. It's something that I really did not look forward to at all. Okay, well, I didn't have any of the lines that I flared or make leak anything. The problems that I had was, well, let me show you this. The problems that I had was this guy right here. If you can see this. Let's see. See that circle there? Where am I at? There we go. Well, if you look at that, there's a little dark spot in there. Right there. That little dark spot. What's a crack? So that was the first problem that I had. So I ordered a couple more of them tees from Speedways, and that tee is right. You see this line right here? It goes into a T. You can either use 2 ports back here for this proportioning valve, this one and this one. You can either use those 2 ports, one goes to the left, one goes to the right, or you can delete one and run one line up here, go into T, which is what I did, and then go off to the left and to the right. And that's how I plumbed it up. They said that was okay to do it that way. So anyway, that one was leaking. So I ordered a new one, 2 new ones, and one came in, and I'm putting it on, and I'm really struggling with trying to get one of the lines to start. And can you see why? Yeah, there's no threads in it. Ain't that neat? So I'm glad that I had ordered 2 of them, because then I went and looked at the other one and I was able to use it and move on. So I got that taken care of. Then I'm bleeding the passenger front brake, and I can't get any hydraulic pressure. It's a dual piston deal, and I can't get any hydraulic pressure out of, I think it was this side, the inboard side. So I'm really pressing on it and pressing on it, and finally I hear a pop, and then I have hydraulic pressure over there. So then I go to bleed the back. My intention was to bleed the passenger back wheel first, but it didn't work out that way. So anyway, I heard a pop, and I went ahead and got good hydraulic pressure, both front and back, or front, left and right. What happened was this proportioning valve, when that one deal up there finally gave away, whatever, I don't know if there's something in it or what, but when it gave away, it popped this isolation valve and this proportioning valve. So there was absolutely no hydraulic anything going to the rear at that point. So I got a hold of this company, CPP, and talked to one of their guys about how to recenter that isolation valve up so I could have hydraulic pressure forward and aft like it's supposed to. And he told me how to do it, and it seemed easy enough. But I fought that son of a bitch the whole day. And finally what I ended up doing was, due to the fact that this is kind of a the bolt footprint for this is the same as this one, I just ordered another one just like this. Put it on, rebled everything, and went on with my life. But yeah, I had a heck of a time. Once I got this actually off the vehicle, I just put it in the original box. The new one came in and wrote on it what was wrong with it, and if someday I need to replace this for some reason, then I'll figure out either how to do the isolation valve or what. But it was kind of a nightmare. Other than that, that was all the trouble that I had with the brakes. They were kind of a pain in the butt, and I had a lot. It took a long time to bleed them for me, because every time I turned around I was having to order something and then wait on it to come in. So now that that's all over with, and they work pretty good, I'll probably, before I put the truck in service, I'll probably go ahead and bleed them again just to see, make sure. If there's air in the lines, it'll probably be at the highest point, which is probably in this area here somewhere. At that point I'll probably hook up a power bleeder to it and do it that way. Now that I hooked up the shifter, this little deal here, and I know that this whole menagerie here that I've built is all from just my head. So you would think that I would know and be able to remember how everything goes back together. That's not really the case. So this has taken some time to get up to this point, because I'm having to sift through digital pictures on my computer to try to figure out what I did, how things were routed, where it goes, what hole goes where. It's just taken a lot of time to do that, and no matter how many pictures you take, you can't take a picture or a video that shows you exactly what you want to see. So it's taken some time to get to this point, but this is where we're at now, and we'll have another update for too long. I think what is going to happen now is I'm going to have to rearrange this area in here. My goal is to have the frame run back here and behind my old blue truck, and probably run this way. Get the bed out and clean this area up a little bit. Get the bed out, get it behind the cab like it's supposed to be, get everything staged accordingly. Then I need to go downstairs and get the front fenders, the running board splash aprons, that kind of stuff, because that is what's got to go on next, is that. And then the cab goes on after that. So I want to get that, the stuff that has to be next in line, body worked and painted. And I probably will do more than just those parts. I'll probably go ahead and do the back fenders, the roll pan, you know, some other little stuff, just to make the most out of a paint day. So, because all that stuff that I'm not really ready to use yet can go back downstairs. So, anyway, that's where I'm at, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.